Today, we're going to talk about something really cool, the ignorance of the public on the internet. And more importantly, you as a real estate agent, how you can try to educate those consumers so they can make a better decision. The fact is, when they see things on the internet, they actually believe they're true. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Today's topic is going to talk about a Facebook post that I made. It's unbelievable to me. 1,000 comments, most generally from ignorant human beings that have no idea how real estate works, how money works, how finances work, how inflation works. They're completely lost and confused. Man, what a lesson it is. If you go to our Facebook page and you look, you'll see some bars of gold. I actually printed it out here. I don't know how well you can see this, but this is exactly what it was. And basically what it is, it's a guy holding 1 kilogram of gold, 1 bar of gold. And it says 10 of these would buy a house in 1929. 10 of these will buy a home in 2024. So looking at both scenarios, basically 100 years ago compared to today, it's 10 of those not only buys you a house, but leaves a lot of extra money. As a matter of fact, it's about 7 of them would buy you a house. And it's exactly the same as it was last year. Now, don't mistake the fact that we're talking about gold. We could be talking about tacos. We could be talking about t-shirts or broccoli or grass seed or anything that you want. Everything has went up consistently. I don't know if you know this or not. If you own something and it goes up in price, that's called appreciation. If you don't own it and it goes up in price, that's called inflation. I'd rather you get some appreciation, right? If you own it, it's good. If you don't own it, all of a sudden that's a bad thing. But if you go through literally 1,000 comments, I think we're at 925 this morning or something like that. It really should. Most people don't even understand the analogy, don't even understand the purpose of that. They'll put things in there about, oh, the problem is minimum wage hasn't went up. That's why home prices are so crazy. Listen, if you are in real estate and your sole job is to help people with their dream of owning houses, you have to educate them a little bit on how the world really works. Listen, do you agree it costs money to own a house? Do you agree there's going to be repairs? There's going to be unforeseen repairs that come up as well. If you make minimum wage, you shouldn't own a house. That's the first thing to think about. That's not the goal. You're going to go bankrupt. A financial advisor would say you are crazy to take on that type of liability or potential liability of something going bad. So I want you to think about this with educating your consumers, because so many people have all of these reasons that home values are so expensive. I don't remember the exact number, but I believe in 1929, the average annual salary was $983, but homes were $6,000. Which means it would take about 7 years of an annual salary, the average salary, to pay for a house. So if you took your whole salary over 7 years combined, that's how much it would cost to buy a house. Today, with today's salaries, it takes 7 years. It's exactly the same. Based on our average salary in America, Google it. If you do that for 7 years, that's how much a house costs in America. It's exactly the same. Now, granted, the US dollar is garbage. It's went down. We certainly know they've printed way too much of this stuff. We know all of that, but to look at that post, and you as a real estate agent, you know how the world works. I want you to look at that and I want you to read the comments. It's disgusting how ignorant humans are and how they'll find a reason that it doesn't make sense to them. Oh, I have to rent because I can't afford to own. Do you know that your rent is most generally more than the investor's or the landlord's payment? That's how it works. I've always pointed out to people, look, if your landlord is using your rent to pay their mortgage, you are providing housing for your landlord, not the other way around. Most people don't understand that concept. If you pay rent and he pays off his mortgage, the tenant is providing housing for the landlord. I don't know why that's such a tough concept for people, but it's very easy. You own the business or you work for someone else that owns the business. If you don't like what salaries are, go open a business. It's $199 to register your LLC. You can frankly get it done cheaper than that. But the fact is, for so many people, and again, when you look at the comments here, I'll give you some numbers just so you can run the math on this, because when you see it, it's going to be pretty intriguing here. The average ounce of gold was $20 in 1929. Today, an ounce of gold is $2,400. So it has went up, just as housing has went up, just as cars have went up, just as broccoli has went up, and hamburger buns have done exactly the same thing. That's called inflation if you don't own it, but it's all on the same tilt. It's all on the same scale. And again, you can't question that, because if we look at average salary in 1929, do that times 7, that's how much houses were. If you look at average salary today, do that times 7, that's how much average houses are. It's exactly the same. How do you not understand economics? I'm afraid they watch way too many professors that want to find all these intricate details that mean everything except the reality of what we're dealing here with today. Listen, it doesn't matter if minimum wage goes up $1, $2, $3. You damn sure shouldn't be buying an asset that's $500,000, because you could go buy a Rolls Royce. That wouldn't make sense either. That's the reason they don't advertise Rolls Royce to people that make minimum wage. You shouldn't buy an island either. I know you might think that it's your right and everybody should be allowed to own an island or a yacht, but you don't make enough money to have extra funds that you're going to need. And the people that have done that, where builders let them get in with no money down or bad credit or the liar loans, the ninja loans that they used to have, all of them, or the vast majority of them, ended up going bankrupt because they ruined their future because they wanted the dream of home ownership. But when you look at these, and again, I would encourage you, go check out the Facebook post here, and I want you to look at these comments. The fact is, people just don't understand how it works. Then you'll have people say, here in Australia, that's not true because our average home is 900,000. It's 900,000 AUD. That's Australian dollars. That's the same as here. Here in British Columbia in Canada, you can't get a home for under 700. That is CAD. That is Canadian dollars. It's the same as it is here. Stop trying to argue to prove a point that you have no idea how money works. But you as a real estate agent can utilize that to your advantage to say, when you read through this, what you'll say is, I had no idea the general population is this incompetent. Which means when I'm creating a video, when I'm creating a sales letter, when I'm creating an infographic, I can actually help my people. I can teach them something. I can make sure it makes sense in their mind and things start to click, because as we say, the confused mind says no. Anytime somebody's confused about something or they don't understand, no. I'd just rather not right now, because they don't know enough, K-N-O-W. That's the reason they're saying no, because they don't know enough in order to take action. So yes, the dollar has went down, but the average minimum wage has nothing to do with housing. And why would you think that you can work first shift at McDonald's and own a house? How would that make sense? Do you know that a furnace is $12,000 these days? Do you really want to use half of your annual salary needed tomorrow because your furnace blows up and it's 20 degrees below zero? Probably a bad move. Why would that be the investment that you think makes sense for you? But as an agent, my job is to make sure that I teach you, I show you what you need to do. And it's very simple. If you educate the public, if you do your job as an industry professional, if you show them how it works, they're going to feel more comfortable. You can build trust, authority, and credibility, and they're going to want to work with you. Hey, it's Greg Luther, and listen, if you don't follow this channel, there's a good chance you're never going to see me again. I consistently put out regular content, and it's extremely helpful for real estate agents to grow their business. I want to keep you up to date on what's working so that you're in the know and you can take action accordingly. So be sure that you like and comment here, but most importantly, make sure you follow, share, and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on anything. I'm here to help you in growing your business, and I'd love to do so. Follow right now.